Hey guys, it's Animelover and we're back with another video. So in this video, I have decided that I want to do our pet peeves redone. I was basically going through all of our YouTube videos that we've done and I was like, what can I talk about? And, actually having to figure out what I wanted to talk about. And I have a bunch of other stuff written down of what I can talk about. But I decided to do this one since, it's been forever since I last did that video. And I thought I'd do a more updated version and a more now kind of version. I don't know. It's hard to explain of why I picked this one, but it was the one that I thought would be cool and kind of interesting to talk about. First one on this list is how fast art trends die. And I'm pretty sure you all have noticed it and how quickly it happens, but art trends die very quickly. At most, they are very popular for 2 weeks, maybe a month, depending on how trendy it is. And by the time I see it or I build myself up to do it, it's already over and there's no point in doing it, because now there's no traction for it. And yeah, I should do I shouldn't be doing art based off of the traction, but I want people to see my stuff and it to be there during the trend and not after it dies. And I can name multiple ones of this right now. One of them was the shadow cat trend that was happening. I saw it and it was literally there for 2 weeks after I saw it and it was gone. And I was like, what? It was just here. I just saw it and it was gone. The other one, actually surprisingly, is the Apple trend right now. It was so popular for a week. Literally last week, I was seeing it everywhere. And now I'm barely seeing anything on it. And I'm just like, where did it go? First off, how do you all find these trends immediately or see them? Because I don't see them at all as quickly as they show up. So I'm just like, well, that's just messed up that I didn't get to participate. Every time one has shown up, I have never been able to actually do it during the time that it is popular and having a bunch of traction. And I don't understand how that happens every single time for me. And I'll get to it eventually, but it'll take me forever. I'll do the cat trend. It'll be months later that I'll do it, kind of thing. And I'm just like, wow. Maybe I underestimate how quickly trends die or how quickly things go away, but I'm just like, wow, it should not have gone away within 2 weeks. Dang. And I wish some trends stayed a little bit longer and, and all that, just so the fun of it is still there. Because with how quickly it is, it's kind of saddening to see that happen, because you're just like, oh wow, it's gone. Well, time to find a new one or try to create a new one. And, we all just haven't processed or sat on the old one that was just there. And now we're trying to find a brand new one. And I just wish art trends would last a little bit longer. And all that. Give people time to actually do it. An example would be Inktober. That's a huge art trend that happens. And that's a month of stuff. Why can't an art trend last at least a month, kind of thing? The Hatsune Miku one, that one lasted so long. Brazilian Miku lasted so long. I'm still seeing stuff and all that now. But the other ones, they just die out. It's weird. But can we have trends like the Brazilian Miku where it's still going, it's still getting traction and stuff like that? Because I enjoy when trends are like that than the trends that just die off so quickly. Pet peeve number 2. And this one I haven't gotten very often, but I have had it happen more in the past. I've been getting it a little bit more recenter-ish. But it is promoting yourself on my account. And this probably bugs a lot of people. I'm not sure, but I know it bugs the hell out of me. So specifically, it bugs me on DeviantArt and Tumblr. And I just got a Tumblr too. So I'm just starting to post stuff on Tumblr and all that. But every time I post, there will be people who are promoting themselves either in my inbox or in my comments, and it pisses me off on Tumblr. And I'm just like, leave me alone. stop promoting. That's an immediate block if you do that. And I've noticed a lot with Tumblr. Specifically, it happens with Fangirl a lot. I have also noticed. And it's so annoying. I don't know why people do that. But I notice it a lot also in DeviantArt. Those are the two places I have noticed it. Specifically DeviantArt more. And I think it's just that's just how it is. Like, I will hurt someone's stuff and then they will thank me for, hurting their stuff. And then they proceed to promote themselves in my profile picture, like my profile and all that. And I'm like, okay, understandable. You could have just said thank you and not promote yourself. That would have just been better, in my opinion. I think it's weird that you also proceeded to promote yourself and all that. I don't know. I find promotion really weird when it's on someone else's account and all that. I don't know why I'm the weird one on that, but it's definitely something I've always thought was weird and kind of like, just don't do it. It's kind of just like going into someone's comments and promoting your art in there when the art has nothing to do with you or like anything about, like, it's not an artist support post, so why are you promoting yourself in my comments? Same way, why are you promoting yourself on my basically account? It's weird, and not a lot of people like understand that now, and it's been less so. I haven't had this happen in a while, but I just had it recently, which is why it like bugs me so much and why I'm even talking about it, because I'm just like, oh, people still do this. Okay, I thought this kind of like stopped. No, apparently it's still a thing. And I was like, oh, well, that's annoying. Pet peeve number 3. So this one is more of a up for debate, maybe controversy kind of one. Not really, in my opinion, but it's when specifically big artists say that stationery is not art supplies. And this is such a big pet peeve for me because I use stationery in my art all the time. I was a big person who colored with Sharpie, outlined with Sharpie, used it for almost everything. I mean, I still use Sharpie occasionally with things, more for my like sketches and like coloring the sketches, more of like just sloppy art kind of stuff now. But it was a big medium I use, and that is considered a stationery. I use pens. I use ballpoint pens and all that. I use highlighters to color. I use sticky notes. Those are all stationery. And it comes down to, what can you consider stationery and what is considered an art supplies? Because you could say that, well, they weren't like made for art. Okay, then what is made for art kind of situation? Art is basically an expression. It's an expression of something. And that can be created from anything. It could be created with makeup. It could be created with like coffee. It could be created with lipstick, like just lipstick tubes and all that, or crafts. Arts and crafts is art, and you can do all of that stuff. And so, like, having, like, gatekeeping what is an art supplies is weird. And saying, like, oh, like, this is not an art supplies because it's stationary. I don't consider it that. That's weird. I think that is so weird, and it puts a bad mindset on younger artists and beginning artists and all that. And it makes them think they have to go out and buy these expensive things. Like, oh, I need to buy this, like, $40 or like $20 like watercolor like set when I could just go to the store, like go to Walmart or go to like somewhere and get like maybe a $10 Crayola stupid watercolor thing. I could just do that. But it's putting this bad mindset in like people's head. Hell, you could use alcohol for watercolors. I think I've seen like some artists use Sharpie for watercolor. It's not very effective, but you could do it. But it's like saying that, and it's putting this like mindset in the younger artists and all that, and it's making them believe that's like what you need to do. And hell, it happened with me when I was younger and all that, where I was seeing all these artists saying how stationery wasn't like art supplies and you should be getting these things. And like, it'll make your art so much better, but art supplies doesn't make your art better. Yeah, maybe it'll help you, but it's not going to make it better immediately. You practicing and actually doing art constantly is going to make your art better, not the art supplies. The art supplies is just the medium you're using and all that. So it shouldn't be where the art supplies should matter. You should be able to use any type of art supplies. And I think it's stupid that big artists specifically who are preaching this and saying this, and I notice it more when people are doing art challenges where they're like, I'm going to use stationery as my medium today. And they say that, like in the video, they will say that it is not an art supplies. And I'm like, but it is an art supplies. A lot of people use it as an art supplies. So why are we saying it's not? Why are we telling people that it's not, kind of thing? And I don't know. I've always found that weird, and it's kind of icked me for years. And it still icks me now. And I'm just like, I kind of just want us to kind of just stop telling people that stationery isn't an art supplies, because a lot of people use it, and a lot of times people can't afford the expensive stuff, and the cheaper stuff is just a lot more affordable, and that should be like how people do art. If they shouldn't be buying the expensive shit. If all you can afford is like a very cheap ass pen and paper and maybe some like colored pencils, then use those. Don't go out and buy Prisma because you think it's going to make your art better. Don't go out and buy the expensive alcohol markers. Don't go out and buy the expensive Posca or watercolor type things because you think it's going to make your art better. Because most times it's not. It's you, yourself improving. And that's why stationery is such a good thing in my opinion. Because it's going to help you, because you're going to be using a cheaper thing so you can practice, doodle, do art on, like just using it constantly. Because you're now using a cheaper one, you're now, one, no longer afraid to use it, but also you're going to be using it constantly, and then you're going to want to buy more of said thing, and then you're going to keep practicing art and all that. And so because again, you're not afraid to use it. Because I have a lot of things that are expensive that I have. Like, I have, like, one of, like, I have Copics and all that. And I have, like, alcohol markers. Those things are expensive, and I don't like using them and all that. But I've been trying to get out of that mindset of being afraid to use them because they are expensive. Because I've been, like, so afraid of it. But, like, all of my, like, stationery or random things I have that are considered stationery, I use on a daily basis with my art because of that. And I have that mindset that I can just use it constantly. And so I'm producing so much art because I'm using stationery, and it's making me better at my art because I'm constantly practicing my art. I'm playing around with my art because I get to draw all the time and all that. And I think that's what we need to start, like, actually, like, telling people and, like, preaching to people that this is what we want, like, artists to do. We want people to grow and get better, but, like, also not be afraid of what medium to use. Last one on my pet peeve list is I can't draw and I wish I could draw like you, or saying I can't draw anything but a stick man. Those, I understand, they mean well. When people say that, they mean well. But at the same time, it feels like a weird compliment. I don't understand why. It's something I have noticed when I hear it and I think about it. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's like you're insulting yourself and you're complimenting me. How am I supposed to say thank you when you're insulting yourself? It's like, yeah, thanks. I'm just going to fully ignore that you just insulted yourself. That feels kind of weird to do. I don't know. It was always something weird. I heard it a lot in school and all that. And it was something I don't hear often now, but I see under people's, like, art and, like, some things I see. And I'm just like, oh, how do people respond to that? Because I don't know how I would respond to that. I'm going to be honest. I still don't know how I would. And like I already said, I understand when people say this, they mean well. But I feel like people should rephrase and maybe not bash themselves while complimenting someone, because as an artist, it makes it really hard to accept said compliment, because it's kind of weird. Because it really feels just more like a backhanded compliment when that probably wasn't your intention, but that's the vibe it came off as you say it to me, and it's kind of weird. And so that was the last one on my list, and I really hope you guys enjoyed, because this was fun to make. And I'm hoping to be getting more videos out for you guys, because I have a lot of things I want to talk about. And if you guys like story time, man, I got a lot of things to just ramble on about. So if you guys like rambling, no script kind of shit, the occasional cursing, and just full on just very unprofessional type of YouTube content, this is the place to be, because yeah. But no, seriously, if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot when you guys do. Because, it lets me know that you guys fully enjoyed the video and want to see more. And, I want to make more, and I want to have the motivation to do more, and seeing you guys' positive feedback makes me want to do more. So, if you do enjoy this, I hope you guys, like and all that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!